What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of After Credits. We just got out of an early screening, early by like a couple days, of The Space Between Us, the newest sci-fi family romance
Can you really
drama.
call it sci-fi?
Stupid-fi. I'll go with that. Starring Asa Butterfield as a kid who was born in space. His mom was an astronaut, was pregnant. NASA didn't notice for any fucking reason, and yeah, he was born on Mars. Suddenly gets the clear to go back to Earth, and when he goes back to Earth, he wants to find the girl that he's been Skyping with his entire life, called, get ready for this, Tulsa.
You know what Tulsa spelled backward is? A slut. You know what a slut backward is? $100. Get her done.
If somebody took The Martian, Midnight Special, and The Fault in Our Stars, threw it in a blender, and gave it to a moron to make something out of.
I didn't hate it nearly as much as you.
Oh, dude, I hate this piece of shit.
I don't think it was that bad. Although there were a lot of things about it that were just off. Like, for example, I am pretty sure if you're going to be sending a colony of human beings to live on Mars, you would do a full medical physical before sending them, and you would see a fetus.
Spoiler alert, we're going to be talking about everything about this, so if you don't want to hear anything further for this movie and just know our final thoughts and scores out of 6 stars, please scroll to the time code right here, and you'll be able to get that. If not, I'm going to let her loose.
Even if you just go to get, like, an x-ray at the dentist, they ask if there's any chance you could be pregnant. That's something you ask if you're going to Mars.
Believe me, I was complaining about that too, but then I kind of put 2 and 2 together because it noticed when it said 2 months later, that was the moment when they were looking at the sonogram and they found out there was a fetus. My thought was that maybe she had had sort of this hookup
Like
right
the night
before. That's what I'm
possible.
thinking. Feels like a soap opera. Things just happen.
For the convenience of them happening a lot of the time.
Genuinely feels like this movie is making up what's going on as it goes on.
I got that vibe too.
Gary Oldman is playing the lead scientist on this project, this exploration to Mars. And whenever he finds out that, you know, the lady is pregnant, he's all for bringing the kid back to Earth because, you know, he wants the kid to live a normal life. But then later, when in the movie, when he's a teenager and they start debating about bringing him back to Earth, he's like, no, keep him on Mars. It seems ambiguous. A lot of decisions in this movie are made that way, to where they're contradictory. Some of them come out of nowhere. This kid, played by Asa Butterfield, who I think is a pretty good actor. You remember Ender's Game?
No, I never.
Did you never see that? He was actually really good Ender. And I know that's an unpopular opinion because that movie wasn't favorably looked upon by a lot of fans of the book. He's always typecast as that weird, smart kid.
It really worked for him in this one, and that was refreshing.
It did in the beginning. And then he gets to Earth, and it's like he loses all of his intelligence and goes in as sort of the herder, what is all this?
Well, you take a teenage boy, you throw a girl in the mix, Daniel, he's gonna act like he's got
He's
less
gonna
brain
think with his
cells.
penis, is that it?
I don't even know if he knows what to do with it.
There's a scene in this movie where
Oh god,
he
they're
meets...
like 16.
He meets Tulsa, played by Britt Robertson, and there's a scene where they're going cross-country because Gary Oldman and the NASA people are after
They're
him.
on the run.
It's fucking stupid. Just deal with it. And they're in a campfire, and they go from his first kiss to them lying in a sleeping bag together, obviously at least topless.
It was just weird, because I'm pretty sure they were supposed to be 16.
Yeah, they're supposed to be
I don't
teenagers.
need to see a 16-year-old sex scene.
I'd be more fine with it if he was like a knowledgeable 16-year-old, but he obviously doesn't know anything about what he's doing, so it kind of feels like she's just like using the retarded kid. They make a big deal out of the fact that he was raised by scientists, and they're playing up this weird stereotype that scientists are like incredibly socially awkward people, because whenever he gets on Earth, it's like he doesn't know how to talk to people, which is false. He's lived on a colony
With humans.
his entire life. So whenever he's asking Carla Gugino, who plays sort of his handler this sort of mother figure because, spoiler alert, his mom dies in childbirth.
He killed her.
That would have been one hell of a...
It's a trap.
That's one of the strange things about this
And he had
film.
access to media and TV and stuff, so...
That is watching this movie in black and white that looks like it was shot in the 50s. My question is, why is it that the only form of media that he's got is from, like, the 50s?
This has to be set in, like, his mother died, the grave said 2018.
Exactly.
So 16 years later, you do the math, whatever that is, in the future.
You could have just gotten TV or Netflix.
Yeah.
Like,
this is the future, and they don't even have a streaming service on Mars?
one of the things that I was bugging in this movie is that occasionally they'll show these super futuristic desktops and these little bracelet that he's got that has like a hologram of like a picture with his dad and his mom or whatever.
Everything's like voice activated. Your printer will print if you just go print.
Exactly, but then on Earth, near the end of the movie, they're still holding around just like an iPad 2 at the hospital, and they're walking around.
Greyhound buses are still motion activated.
Yes, but you missed this part, and oh my god. Yes,
Which
you went to the
time?
bathroom the first time.
Okay.
When they steal this BMW, the girl, Tulsa, goes up to the guy that works there and she asks him politely to grab the paperwork for the car so that she can, like, get it and go. Because she asks him, oh, when's the car gonna be fixed? And he goes, later. And I'm like, she's like, I don't have that time, like, let's reschedule, something like that. She's like, fine. She gets in the car. Mind you, this really dirty, fucked up, raggedy looking car, pulls up this app on her phone, kind of looks up the model number of the car, and on it is like buttons that say like lights on, diagnostics, start ignition, and she just pushes this button on her phone and turns on the car and drives away. Now, if this is a technology that is readily available to a 17-year-old in this universe, why the fuck would this dumbass mechanic just leave and get the paperwork without putting any kind of security on that car?
You said so yourself, dumbass mechanic. I'm really bothered by the lack of law enforcement in this movie. Like, they stole at least 3 cars. Like, they are fugitives on the run. How did nobody... He's this big secret kept, right? Like, NASA's trying to cover him up. That would have been exposed.
Oh, so
Helicopters circling
fast.
around this ranch in Colorado. Somebody would have noticed that.
There is a crop duster plane that landed on the fucking freeway. How is this not reported?
But still, I didn't dislike this movie. I really didn't.
What did you like about it?
It was not exactly a love story. It only turned into a love story for like, what, the last fourth of the movie, maybe?
It's more like the last third.
Yeah, I feel like it was more focused on the boy's journey. I mean, we get alien movies a lot, but not where the human is the alien. I don't know, it's really cool.
I really just want a better version of this.
Yes.
Like, I think there's material here that could work. It's just addressed by the, like I said in the beginning, the wrong people. Him falling in love, I don't mind that, actually.
How did he meet her to begin with? Does it ever explain that?
Nope.
Just
nope. Beginning of the movie.
Got online and like met this girl on Tinder or something. Do they have Tinder on Mars? Like, I'm gonna message you and be like, baby, you're out of this world.
The beginning of the movie where he's fucking telling her that he can't visit her because he's got a Park Avenue apartment and he's got this disease called like osteogenesis imperfecta. I'm pretty sure this girl at the beginning of the movie knows that she's being catfished like a motherfucker. She's just so goddamn lonely. No, she's so goddamn lonely and misanthropic that she'll just take whatever attention she can get.
Poor girl.
That character should have been written so much better. This is a career worst for Britt Robertson.
She was a teenage girl. I think they wrote her pretty well for what she was.
No.
She was a teenage girl angry at the world. Like,
oh man.
They all are.
This movie has random action moments for no fucking purpose, and one of them is
to keep you awake.
Pretty much one of them
I almost fell asleep.
Is whenever the helicopter with Gary Oldman and Carla Gugino, they come by and they're like, we gotta get you home, Asa. He's running away from Carla Gugino, and I love how they had a chase between the people who were both crippled because they came from Mars, so they both can't run that fast. And then, suddenly, this crop duster plane comes in between Carla Gugino and Asa Butterfield, and it's Britt Robertson flying the plane, and she's basically asking the kid, one who runs like a baby giraffe, to jump inside the plane so they can fly away and make their getaway. That was the funniest fucking shit I've ever seen.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god, and it works! Like, somehow he catches up with the plane. Plane runs out of oil pressure, and so she somehow perfectly lands it.
Okay, in every movie where there's a scene in a plane and these people are, whatever, flying, something goes wrong with the plane, it runs out of gas, the pressure's too high. Do these people not know how to fly the planes that they're in?
Never.
Don't fly a plane if you don't know how to fly a plane.
But they have to make a getaway, Brittany.
Get a fucking car.
Oh my god.
Hide in the bushes.
Oh
I
my
don't
god.
know.
And after they land the plane doesn't have brakes, by the way. They're headed towards this farmhouse, and when this fucking crop duster plane hits the barn, it blows up like a fucking Michael Bay film. Just fireballs everywhere. I was laughing so fucking hard. This movie is ridiculous.
You were the only one, I can use the word literally right now, you were literally the only one in the theater laughing at that. It was so uncomfortable.
It's funny as
People
shit.
next to us were staring at you.
I don't give a fuck. That was funny. People must have had fun making this shit. Gary Oldman looks like he's drunk off his ass in every fucking scene he's in. Because he's so goddamn over the top, and bless him for it. Oh, we've got to talk about the twist.
The really predictable twist. That wasn't exactly a twist.
It's a twist in the sense that I thought about it, but I was just like, nah, this movie's not gonna do that.
Yeah.
That's just too
I
stupid.
knew it would happen.
But I underestimate Hollywood all the time, so fuck it. The goal in this movie for Asa Butterfield is ultimately, besides, you know, dating Tulsa, to go see his father, and the only picture he has of his father is this beachside photograph and this holographic video that he has of his dad. Whatever. They finally show up to the dad's place in California, and the guy obviously flips shit whenever he sees the evidence, and he thinks this is a horrible, terrible joke being played on him. But it turns out, and this is why I say some shit like soap opera, because the way Britt Robertson delivers this
so
line
dramatic.
Sounds like it should have a or a dun dun dun. The guy in the photo is his uncle, not his dad.
His entire life he's been looking at this photo thinking it was his dad.
And his real dad is Gary Oldman.
Which wasn't he Sarah's supervisor in a sense?
Oh
like,
yeah.
The mission?
Oh yeah.
So she fucked her boss and had a kid.
She fucked her boss on, assuming on the night before, because otherwise, that's sonogram.
Do you remember in the first scene when she was like, you know what it's like the night before a mission?
Oh shit! Oh my god!
She meant sex! That got creepier.
Oh, it did. Especially because Gary Oldman in that scene, he's like perpetually 55 throughout this movie, and his mom is clearly in her 30s. I thought he was gonna say like grandfather. You know, I was kind of hoping he would say that, not, you're my father.
I thought it was gonna be like Sarah's brother was actually like
the dad?
His half-brother, because maybe, not Elliot, Gardner's dad like moved on and married someone else and like had another family, and that was his half-brother.
There was a split second where I'm sitting there like, ooh, incest.
Oh god, not this again!
If you scroll to the time code, welcome back. These are our final thoughts and scores for The Space Between Us. Easily the worst, cheesiest, corniest title for a movie. This is written as if it were a soap opera. There's some uncomfortable moments. If this is supposed to be a family film, this got weird really fast.
I felt my skin crawling in a few of those scenes.
I feel like this is a premise that could have made for a pretty cool movie it wouldn't have been perfect, but I think it would have been fine had it stuck to one tone or one idea or one thing. But it tries to be everything at once.
Like sci-fi, action, romance.
The acting is not good.
And you're very right
all.
about the blender analogy. Like, they just threw these genres in a blender and put a pun on the title and called it a movie.
I think Gary Oldman is really the only one who knows that he's in just like this terribly retarded movie and he's just having fun. Maybe if you're at home with a bunch of your friends, you might be able to get some fun out of this. But while I was in the theater, with that expectation that you have to be quiet and somewhat respectful to other people,
You always
man,
have
this
a problem
movie,
with that.
this movie is just fucking
I think it's a good
terrible.
date movie if you're not an adult. You asked a girl out in high school and you've been eyeing her for a few weeks, whatever. Take her to see this movie. She'll probably enjoy it.
No. Watch Fault in Our Stars. You don't even have to pay attention to this. And to be honest, the studio didn't pay attention to this. This shit was supposed to come out opposite Rogue One. And STX...
God, that's such a stupid marketing plan.
STX quickly realized their fucking mistake. I had like 20 emails for 20 separate screenings of this film. There were only like 30 people in our theater, so this thing is probably gonna fucking bomb, and STX knows it, so they're gonna try to put it opposite Rings and see if they can grab just a tiny bit more money. I'm already gonna say it. Go see Rings before you see this. I haven't even seen the fucking movie. I'll say it. Fuck it.
He's gonna eat his words.
Yeah, this movie sucks. It's a 1.5 for me.
Are you serious?
I am goddamn serious.
Oh my god, I didn't expect you to go that low.
I hate this piece of shit.
I think I'm gonna give it a 3.
Evens out to a 2.25 out of 6 stars. Kind of what we expected. I kind of wanted like a fun bad movie. This really wasn't that fun.
We have the rest of the year. I'm sure we'll.
We do.
Find
And
it.
that's honestly why I want to go see Rings. So we're gonna try to go watch that tomorrow.
I'm about to walk
You know,
over
the
there
week
and go
after that, do what you want. The week after that,
Can we
we're
kiss in case
going
I die on the
to.
way?
Absolutely.
Okay.
The week after that, we're gonna watch this great double feature of John Wick 2 and Lego Batman. Thank you all very much for watching. If you like this video, please click the like button. The subscribe button is next to it if you want to be the first to find out when new content is coming up. As far as social media, we've got Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Links are all below. My friend Liam has a blog, liammgahan.wordpress.com. The Cinema Geek on Instagram, my friend Noah, he does movie reviews as well. Barnyard is in the middle of a series, The Road to WrestleMania, for all you wrestling fans. He just covered the Royal Rumble, and whenever these next events pop up, he's going to be giving predictions, his reactions to the winners, and how this is all going to play out, so y'all stay tuned for those videos as well. One last time, thank you all so very much for watching and putting up with our bullshit. We're going to continue on through Oscar season, through the summer blockbusters, through Logan and Kong Skull Island and Paul Thomas Anderson's new movie, all the way up to the end of the year. Y'all take care, have a good night, and we'll see you around.